Hi. Good morning to everybody. All right. It's been a long morning already, y'all. Already a long morning. I haven't even taken my brain juice today. Lord knows I need that. Keeps me going, keeps me energized. It's funny because usually my other juice keeps people energized, but for me, yum. My brain starts to hurt after I use it too long. And so this really helps support that. I drink it way more than recommended because my brain hurts after a while. All right. So today I want to talk about why forgiveness is important. So I never used to understand forgiveness really. Like I understood it, but I didn't get why it would be important and how much it actually affects us. So before we get started, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Hit the little subscribe button below, and then also hit the little bell notification so you're always notified when I come live, and you're able to catch me live and never miss anything I have to say, because I think what I have to say is awesome. If you're not watching this on YouTube, I would recommend coming over to my YouTube channel, Nikki Franklin, and you'll be able to watch me live, because it's like the only platform that'll automatically tell you when I'm live. Okay? So, why forgiveness is important. Okay, so it helps you understand why things are the way they are. So what I mean by that is I never used to understand forgiveness. I actually didn't really think that I had forgiveness to give. I didn't really have issues with anybody, you know? And as I've worked this year through healing myself, really working on mindset and personal development, I've realized that I needed to forgive a lot of people, but really, most importantly, I needed to forgive myself. So, you know, me going through the abuse that I went through as a child, it affected me so much to where I blamed myself for a lot of things that happened. And it was like a pattern that I repeated over the years. So there's been a lot of things that I've had to forgive myself for this year. And the peace of mind that it's brought me because of doing it has been like, there's no words. Like, I am who I've always dreamed of being, and I continue to strengthen that. And I never thought I'd be able to get to that point. And I had no idea it was because I was holding blame on myself. So you need to just learn to stop blaming yourself. And you need to figure out that's why you're probably struggling through things. If you are having a hard time right now, if you are not able to put things together, you're not understanding why all these things are happening to you, it's most likely because you are blaming yourself. So figure out what you're blaming yourself for. For me, I blamed myself for what happened. I thought it was my fault, like I knew better or something. And I was holding myself responsible, like I could have stopped it at any time, and that I could have had it to where it never started in the first place. Because, you know, I had control over that, and that's not it. I didn't have control over that, but I blamed myself because I felt responsible for helping myself. I felt responsible for holding myself accountable for allowing something to happen to me as a child, where it wasn't my responsibility at that time. But over the years, when I've been in situations that have made me feel similar to what happened to me as a child, I've blamed myself even further and blamed myself even further. And y'all, that ain't healthy. Like, it's not healthy at all. I didn't do anything wrong. I was a child, and I shouldn't blame myself, and you shouldn't blame yourself. So you're probably holding yourself accountable for some things. But also, when you start forgiving others, like if you are in my situation, if you were abused as a child, sexually or any other way, you're probably blaming and upset and needing to forgive your abuser. And it doesn't mean that forgiveness doesn't mean that you need to forgive them and move on and become best friends with them and be able to hang out with them and stuff like that. No. Like, you could still want nothing to do with them and think they're scum of the earth, because they are. But in order for you to be able to heal, you need to forgive them for what happened to you. Because you're not going to be able to start bringing peace and joy and bliss and happiness into your life fully if you're holding blame and you are holding hatred, because those are all very negative emotions. And if you're holding on to those, you're not going to be able to have that. Don't allow them to have power over you anymore, because they don't, and they never will again. And you forgiving them is a huge step for you, because holding on to that anger and that resentment and that pain, that trauma, isn't helping you. So do yourself a favor and stop and start forgiving. It's going to bring peace. So just remember, you don't have to forgive others, or you don't have to forgive. You don't have to be best friends when you forgive them. When you're forgiving somebody else for hurting you, for whatever they did to you, you don't need to become best friends with them, hang out with them, have a relationship with them. It's for your peace of mind. It truly is. And it's really big, really huge when you can forgive yourself or forgive others for something they've done to you. And it's just giving you to where you're learning to love more, okay? And that's like huge thing that I've learned this year, is when you're able to put love into everything and you're able to love others for being there for you, or even for not being there for you, one of the things that I've learned is love is really one of the most powerful emotions out there, as far as like how much it can bring healing to yourself. So if you are very angry at something or someone, put love into that emotion, and you're going to start seeing that you're making that emotion more okay, and then you're going to start surrounding yourself with love. And the more that I've surrounded my emotions in love and made them okay and not wrong, and that's the biggest thing, if you're making what you're feeling wrong, you're going to struggle even more in life. So stop making it wrong. Start surrounding yourself with love, and that's going to start bringing healing to yourself, and you're going to start seeing a huge difference in your world. But it also heals your pain, y'all. I've had a lot of reasons why pain has healed, but I'm not going to get into this like really big, because I've talked about it in previous videos. But like, when your emotions, when you suppress them, and you're blaming yourself for things and you're suppressing these, it can come out in so many different ways, okay? For me, I was having pain. This was huge for me. I had pain all over, okay? Back pain, everything, for years. Doctors couldn't figure out why I hurt. I don't take medications. I refuse to take medications. They don't help anyways for what they do anyways. So my shoulder has always been like super tense. My right shoulder, okay, going up my neck, it's super tense. And every time I would get a massage, like, that's what I wanted them to focus on. I wanted that to relax. But then I started having issues in my hip. My lower back always bothered me. Like, I just had all this physical pain, and nothing explained why it was happening. And it was because I was holding on to my trauma, and I kept suppressing emotions and suppressing my emotions and suppressing my trauma, suppressing my feelings, suppress. And when I started forgiving, that was one of the things that I've noticed. When I forgave myself and let that go and relinquished that what is the word I'm looking for? When I relinquished the fact that I was in pain, or not in pain, that I was blaming myself for being sexually abused as a child, I was able to get this pain gone. I realized it last night, y'all. I was sitting here, I was in bed, and usually I'm like this constantly, okay? And like, oh, it bugs me. Somebody like getting my husband trying to massage it and stuff. Well, I noticed how like squishy it feels. It's like the most relaxed my shoulders, and I can't, like, the beginning of August is the last time I got a massage. I used to get a massage once a month because I was in that much pain, and I've healed myself that much. So it helps your pain, y'all, and it doesn't have to be just your physical pain. There's other ways that it comes out. So when you start forgiving, and the reason it's important is because you were healing your heart, your soul, your pain, everything, your body. It is just a piece to start healing you. All right. And it's super, super important to take care of yourself. And when you start forgiving, you're going to start seeing things in different ways. You're going to start seeing that people do things that used to frustrate you and piss you off. But because you forgave yourself or forgave somebody else for initially making you not okay with that type of situation or that whatever that person's doing, you start having more peace of mind and more happiness and joy. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So, all right. That's all I got for you. Do I have questions? I don't see any questions. By the way, if you guys aren't aware, I have excuse me. I reclaim my power, my will. Facebook group that I talk about this stuff in there, and I really teach on how to help yourself and everything. There's lots of great stuff in there. So if you look below in the description, you'll see a link for you to be able to join that group. I would love it if you joined, and be sure you answer the questions, because if you don't answer the questions, I won't accept you into the group. So, all right. I hope y'all have a fabulous day. Thanks for watching, and I will talk with you next time.